Ranger Bill, warrior of the woodland, struggling against extreme odds, traveling dangerous trails, fighting the many enemies of nature. This is the job of the guardian of the forest, Ranger Bill. Pouring rain, freezing cold, blistering heat, snow, floods, bears, rattlesnakes, mountain lions. Yes, all this in exchange for the satisfaction and pride of a job well done. Boys and girls, have you ever watched big construction, such as the building of a big dam which will be used for hydroelectric power and irrigation? Well, it's quite a job. For a while, all is confusion. At least, it appears to be that to an inexperienced onlooker. Then, after many months of this kind of thing, finally you see a big and beautiful structure of concrete and steel that can hold back millions of tons of water. But you know, sometimes other factors enter the picture to make the work harder. For instance, there's the human factor. It's a funny thing, but lots of folk don't like changes, even if it's for their benefit. Which brings us to today's story. The Town That Wouldn't Move.
Well, fellas, what do you think of all this confusion?
It looks like a mess to me, Bill. Everybody running everywhere, nobody getting anywhere.
Yes, that's what it looks like, all right, Ralph. You might call that scene down there in the valley orderly confusion.
Confusion, right. Orderly? I'm not so sure.
Them fellers just look like a bunch of ants on a molehill. Take a gander at them two fellers down there digging one hole and filling up another. That's a digging gadget if ever I saw one.
All for a good purpose. When dam finish, make big lake back up to valley, maybe 20 miles long. Furnish water and power to many homes.
Yes, Grey Wolf. I believe they estimate the water will back up for 23 miles.
Well, when are the villagers going to move, Bill?
A good question. One that's right off the griddle. Seems Uncle Sam has offered them a very generous price for their properties, but they won't move. Eh? Won't move, eh? Why not?
You say government offer a good price?
Yes, a good percentage more than the property's worth. But there are no takers.
You don't like losing home, I guess.
Where's the village supposed to move to?
Well, they've been offered Thompson Mesa. A very nice site for a town. A lot better than they have now, if you ask me.
I'll say. It's a good location. No danger from flash floods or landslides, such as they're in now.
That's right. But you just can't talk sense to some people, even when they have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
What happened if they not move, Bill?
It'll mean a court order and the use of force, if necessary. You mean the sheriff will serve them notice and move them out? Not necessarily.
Well, what do you mean, Bill?
Well, since this is government property, that distasteful job may be ours.
Boys and girls, when Bill said that the moving of the village from above the place where the dam is being built was a hot issue, he certainly knew what he was talking about. In fact, the state legislature is trying to solve that problem right now. Let's take a trip down to the state capitol and visit the body of lawmakers who are now in special session. They're debating hot and heavy on the subject. Can the villagers be made to move? And if so, how?
Gentlemen, please. Quiet. Losing our heads won't help solve the problem at hand. There's a job to do and a decision to make, and we'll achieve nothing by losing our self-control.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, you're right. I yield to the gentleman from the 4th District with my apologies.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. The chair recognizes the gentleman from the 4th District.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to thank the gentleman from the 5th District for his courtesy and in turn offer my profound apologies. Now, gentlemen, this irrigation dam is life and death to the farmers in the 4th District, and for 5 years we've been debating the project. Now the work has begun, and the village absolutely refuses to sell a single home. How long is this to go on? Until my constituents are forced to leave the country? After last year's drought, there's a real possibility. I object to this deliberate stalling by the villagers of Big Rock, and I demand that they quit it and start acting like law-abiding citizens.
Mr. Chairman! I demand an apology from the gentleman from the 4th District, or let him leave the floor!
I have no intention of leaving the floor. I've been duly elected by the people of my district to represent them.
Gentlemen, I can readily see that we're not going to get anywhere today in this session. Certainly, the citizens of Big Rock want to keep their community intact. At the same time, the farmers of the area are absolutely dependent on the water that Big Rock Dam will supply. Now, it's my judgment that it would be in order for us to adjourn until we're able to discuss this question objectively.
Mr. Chairman.
The gentleman from the 5th District.
I suggest that in view of the fact that this area is under the jurisdiction of Ranger Bill Jefferson, that he be called as arbiter and adjudicator on behalf of this committee.
Well, that's the first sensible thing I've heard from the gentleman from the 5th District. I second the motion.
You have heard the motion made and seconded by the leaders of both sides of this question that Ranger Bill Jefferson be called in and asked to adjudicate this problem. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. The committee will meet to summon Ranger Bill Jefferson for testimony.
This is really an honor, Bill. You're appearing before a committee of state legislators?
Well, I'd rather not, Ralph. Particularly since I'm not sure what they want me for.
Don't you have any idea?
I rather imagine it's about the Big Rock Dam and the moving of the village.
Maybe so. Well, when we get to the Capitol, I'll make myself scarce for a while.
All right. We'll register at a hotel, and you can take in the sights.
You think the meeting will take a long time?
I have no idea. But if it's what I think it is, there may be long hours of harangue.
Well, I hope they come to a conclusion.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Coming up with the right answer.
Well, we've had enough discussion, I think. Let the committee come to order, please. We're not here to waste Mr. Jefferson's time. Ranger Bill, you've heard the recommendations of the leaders of both sides. What do you say to the proposition?
Well, first, Mr. Cooper, I wish you had picked a more capable man.
Mr. Jefferson, it's my opinion that we have the most unbiased, capable, and honest man right here with us. And I mean you, sir.
Zimmerman, this is one time I agree with you.
Good.
Then the committee has agreed that we send Ranger Bill Jefferson to mediate this very touchy situation at Big Rock.
Aye. So moved.
Opposed? So ordered. We'll give the ranger his credentials from this Senate committee, and he can soon be on his way.
May I have a final word, sir?
Certainly.
I just want to say that this is a job I accept only with reluctance, for I can see the justice on both sides of this question. I only hope that my final decision may not be too unsatisfactory to either one or the other.
Bill, are you worried about this affair? Think there's going to be a lot of trouble?
Yes, I do, Ralph. It's got me worried. I wish I'd never been asked to do this.
Why?
Because I don't want to take sides for or against anyone. On the one side, I don't like to see people lose their homes that they've labored for years to build.
Even if they're getting adequate compensation?
Right. Because there's also tradition and love of home. These can't be bought with money, Ralph.
That's true.
It's hard to pull up family roots and just move. But I can also understand the benefits which the new irrigation and power dam will bring to thousands of people.
Yes, cheaper electricity, you mean.
Yeah, water to thousands of dry and dusty areas. which would be tremendously fertile if they only had water.
More industry, too.
Yeah, a higher standard of living that goes along with it. Believe me, this is going to be a toughie, Ralph. There's no two ways about it.
Well, what now, Bill?
Got to do some thinking and get some sleep. We'll see what happens on the morrow. Of course, by this time, the news of my appointment as mediator is all over the country. And they'll be forming lobby lines on both sides. Gray Wolf, I'm glad to see you. Stumpy, how are you, old-timer?
Good to see you, Bill.
Okay, Bill.
Bill, we get out of here fast. Whole town know about you now. Here come reporters.
And photographers. Hey, come on this way, fellas. Car's over here at the side door.
Now, let's get out fast, fellas. I have no statements to the press. I'm sorry, fella. Sorry, no comment till I have something to say.
This way, Bill. Here's the car. Watch your step.
Hop in, fellas.
Keep that door closed, Ralph. Let's go.
You're certainly a popular man, Bill. Look at the people in front of headquarters.
Yeah, you look a bit excited, too. There's some villagers, Big Rock. The others look like desert farmers. You know, this spells trouble. Now, let's get out and break through that crowd right to the door. Let us through here, fellas. One side, please.
All right, take room for us here. Let us through, please. Make room.
Other side, please.
Pardon me.
All right. One side. All right, folks. Quiet down now. Quiet down.
You ain't moving our village, Ranger.
That's what you think. We gotta have water.
Yeah, well, that's what you think.
Quiet. Quiet, please, out there. Quiet.
Sure.
Nobody'll get anywhere the way you folks are acting. I'm not making any decisions now. And I won't until I've gathered all the facts.
You get them.
I'll call in both sides for a conference later today.
All right.
That's all I have to say right now.
Well, if that's all I'm gonna say.
That's the third group of desert farmers I've talked with this week. Rugged boys, every one of them.
They not waste words. They mean business.
They're acting like a bunch of thirsty mavericks that ain't had a drink of water for a week.
Well, I can't blame them any. They need water to farm the desert.
How you feel now about problem, Bill?
I'm beginning to wish the folks at Big Rock weren't so hard to deal with. Because I think they'll have to move.
But how to make them do it? That hard.
I'll get it, Bill.
Now, let me take it, Ralph. Probably some official calling to demand action. Hello, Ranger Headquarters, Bill Jefferson speaking.
Hello, Bill. Colonel Anders.
Oh, hello, Colonel. How are you, sir?
Oh, top
Feeling
ranger.
fine.
That means the heat's on.
Bill, I'd like to make this just as short and sweet as I can. First of all, on the moving of the village, have you come to any decision?
Yes, sir. There's not a question in my mind but that the folks in the valley will have to move.
I see. And how soon are you going to get them out, Bill?
Well, it's this way, sir. These folks are tough to handle, and I don't want to lose their confidence. It'll take some time, I think, to convince them that they should move.
Bill, your job is to do the thing that's right. See? A lot of money has gone into that dam, legally appropriated by the state legislature. And if those people don't move out voluntarily, they gotta be moved by force.
I understand, sir.
Good. I'll be waiting for your report.
Yes, sir.
So long, Bill. Give my regards to the others, will you?
I'll do that. Goodbye, Colonel Anders.
The old man was pretty hot, huh, Bill?
Yeah. Get my horse saddled, will you, Ralph? I'm riding to Big Rock right away.
You're going there? The way they're feeling? You can't do that, Bill. They threaten to tar and feather you if you come down there with an order like that. And they're not joking.
They're not? I'm not joking either.
Is that right? Ranger Bill's coming down?
Yeah, the lookout's warned us. But remember, Jeff, no tough action. He ain't armed. I think he wants to do some talking, that's all. We let him in for that. Don't start a thing unless he does.
Okay, you're the mayor. Here he comes now.
Hi, Ranger. All right, everybody. Everybody now quiet down so we can hear what the man has to say.
Post arm. Easy, boy. Easy.
You ain't welcome here, Ranger, if you're not with us. If you got bad news, you stay out of Big Rock, here?
Yeah, that's right.
I have a job to do, man. I'm not paid to stop because if somebody's threatening me. I've come to talk with you and your council, and it's urgent.
All right, we'll meet with you, Ranger. Talk never done nobody no harm.
Maybe you'd like to meet with me first and back up them strong words he used before.
Jeff, you cut that out. This Ranger's here on business, hear me?
No, I don't hear you. This Ranger insulted me, and I aim to square things up.
That's right.
You gonna meet with me, Ranger?
Like your mayor says, fellas, I'm here on official business. And I don't remember ever insulting you. Furthermore, I have no desire to meet with you unless you force the meeting.
Hear that, fellas? The Ranger's yelling.
I didn't say I wouldn't fight.
He's afraid of you.
I could be forced into it.
That's for me. Let's go. All right.
This is the way you want it. This is the way you get it. Try this.
Boy, the Ranger knocked Jeff out. Hey, he's a dirty fighter.
Let's try and feather that badge toter and ride him out of town on a rail.
Stop!
Close your mouth, Mayor. Let's get this Ranger.
Come on, then. I'll make some of you wish you hadn't. Come on. The first polecat that tries any rough stuff will get a rifle ball bounced off his pumpkin head. Now just get back across that street and act natural. Nobody'll get hurt.
He's only one. Let's get him.
You act right or you wish you did. Don't anyone move.
Yeah, and that goes double for me.
Any of you birds just wiggle your little toe across this street and you'll draw back a bloody pout. Ain't gonna be no tar and feather business this night.
Bill, are you all right?
Sure, Ralph. I'm all right. I'm sure glad to see you. This crowd is out for blood.
You just wait, Ranger. We'll have our way yet.
Lou, you going to call your council together so we can have this meeting?
Sure thing, Bill. My order stands.
Bill, you going to have the meeting after all of this?
There's no choice, Ralph. We got to solve this thing peaceably or die in the attempt.
Die is right. What if they lie out on the trail for us after dark?
Don't you worry none, Sonny. These ornery polecats ain't got that much fight left in them. And I'm sure they want to live to a ripe old age. All right, let's get on with the meeting, Bill. Me, Grey Wolf, and Ralph will keep these pesky skeeters from bothering you while you're inside.
All right, thanks, fellas. Let's go, Mayor.
Okay, all you councilmen, let's go inside. I say we've talked enough now. As mayor of this village, I've tried to act civil toward you, Ranger Bill, but I'm afraid my patience is at an end.
That's right.
I'm sorry about that, Lou. I was given a job to do, and I'm doing it. You folks aren't interested in this generous offer the government's making for your property, huh?
Not one bit. We want our homes.
How many times have you people been flooded out of this valley?
That's got nothing to do with the right or wrong of this question. We're here and we aim to stay here.
All right. I've done what I can. Now I'm going to find out how much time you have before I serve the official notice. Next time I come, it'll be to order you to move to your new town site. And this government is strong enough to make it stick.
Next time you come, huh? Well, next time you come here, Ranger, maybe I won't be able to stop our citizens from teaching you a lesson.
That's a bold statement for the mayor of a law-abiding town to be making. However, I'll ignore it and come back just the same. Good evening, gentlemen.
storm now.
Oh, boy.
Bill, why are we stopping here?
I'm going back to Big Rock, Ralph.
You mean by yourself?
Oh, maybe take Grey Wolf with me.
You're not serious, Bill.
I was never more serious in my life.
But why are you going back, young feller?
Because I've got an idea. I know some of those councilmen agree with the plan to move the village, but they've been squelched by the others. If I can meet them in their homes, one by one, maybe I can talk some sense into them. I've got the name and address of every one of them. And with it being dark, I can get by without being seen.
Bill, don't do it. They'll stop at nothing, whether the mood they're in.
Don't worry, Ralph. I'll be all right. Grey Wolf, you come along with me, will you? Stumpy, you and Ralph stay here till we get back.
Okay, Bill.
How long should we wait?
If we're not back by 4 o'clock, come looking for us.
Come on, Storm. Get up.
Get up, King.
What time do we have, Stumpy?
Let's see. My radiated coffee grinder says 5 minutes to 4.
Yeah, that's what I figured, Stumpy. The sky's getting pretty light now. Well, I haven't heard any shooting or any kind of ruckus, so maybe the fellows are all right.
We'll soon know. Here come some horses now. But they ain't too much of a hurry. Maybe things is all right.
It's Bill and Grey Wolf, all right. Nobody's chasing them either.
Whoa, Storm. Go, boy.
How'd it go, you young whippersnapper? Find out who your enemies were and who were your friends?
Yes, I did, Stumpy. Now, 5 councilmen are for the plan and 4 against it. That gives us the advantage by 1 vote.
Bill Jefferson, how about a word with you, old boy?
Well, Fritz, how are you? What gives with the chief engineer of the new dam? You other fellas, you desert farmers?
Yep, that's right.
Bill, these gentlemen from the Desert Farmers Association have been asking me when they can have water. I told them you're the only one who has the answer.
Yesterday, Fritz, I had no answer. Today I have. It looks like everything's going to be all right. So let's say about 2 weeks from now, Fritz. Of course, you can make a test run before then. Give you the exact date later.
Everything's so peaceful and quiet around here. In fact, too peaceful. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, with this fracas with the villagers about to be cleared up, life once again seems very simple and enjoyable.
Bill, there's trouble at Big Rock, and I can't handle it.
Lou, what's wrong? Come on, spill it, man.
It won't take long. 2 of the councilmen lost heart when it come to a vote this morning. Now it's 6-3, and the townspeople are at a riot pitch.
I'd like to get the ringleaders down there and pound some sense into their heads. Can't they accept what has to be?
I wish I knew the answer to that, Bill. Sometimes I think Jeff and his boys just want to make trouble.
Well, it sure puts me out on a limb. I've told the farmers they'd have water in 2 weeks.
Does that complicate matters?
You can say that again. I told Fritz Klein, chief engineer at the dam, that you'd move during the next 2 weeks. Now the whole thing's a toss-up.
That's no joke, Bill. Boy. Well, what are we going to do?
For once, I don't know, Ralph. I just don't know.
Bill, you've been beating your brains out now for hours trying to think of a solution to this problem. There's just
I
nothing...
have a solution, Ralph, but it's not a good one. If the worst comes to the worst, I'll round up the boys and we'll move them out with a court order. But somebody might get hurt. I want those people to go of their own free will.
Is there no other answer?
Right at the moment, no. But there must be another way out. I've been talking to the Lord about it, of course, and He'll have to provide the solution. I'm at my wit's end.
Bill, listen.
Yeah, that's thunder, Ralph.
Yes, and thunder means rain.
And lots of rain could mean a flash flood down the valley.
That's right.
Come on, Ralph, this is no time for sleep. We've got to warn the people. This is God's answer to our problem.
Boy, this is the most wonderful thunderstorm in the world, huh, Bill?
Sure is, Fritz. Hey, look at the lights going on down in the village. Our warnings have done the trick.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody yet who could stand up against a flash flood. That's what's going to happen in this valley mighty quick.
Make sure those dynamite charges are set, men. We may need them any minute now.
Boy, it's a good thing we can divert the water down this canyon before it strikes the village.
Don't forget, Bill, if you hadn't warned us, we'd have lost a lot of equipment, weeks of work, and well, maybe some lives.
How can you be sure there's going to be a flash flood, Bill?
Ralph, whenever the wind is directly out of the west, there's always a flash flood in this canyon.
There's a signal light from way up in the valley. Here it comes. Ready with the dynamite?
Ready!
Blast!
Blast!
You sure that pile of rock will turn the flood into the side canyon, Fritz?
I'm sure of it. It'll hold the main force of it, all right. The water that does get through might be just enough to scare some folks I know who want to live dangerously.
Hey, that gives me an idea. Let's get over there and see them. Maybe they've changed their minds. Well, Jeff, do you still think we're out to take you for all you've got?
Well, no. That is... Well, I was wrong, so why not admit it?
Jeff, it's a real man who admits a mistake.
Thanks. You know, we've had flash floods before, but I never saw one like this. The whole town would have been drowned out if it hadn't been for you and the construction outfit.
Well, nobody's happier than I that you escaped. When's the great exodus, Lou?
Folks start moving today, Bill.
Good. That means my job as mediator is over.
And by the time I have my boys dig out that rock we just blew into the valley, we'll be ripe to start that artificial lake.
Right. And that means...
That means the farmers can have water in the desert in 2 weeks, just as you promised.
Say, fellas, you know something? That flash flood came just like God sent it to teach us a lesson.
Not only you, Jeff, but me too. He showed me once again that prayer changes things.
Well, I sure was afraid there was going to be real trouble there for a while, weren't you? But the Lord straightened things out for everybody's good in the end, didn't he? Bill did what was possible, and the Lord took over and did the impossible. Well, I hope you're around next time we're on the air. We'll see you then for more adventure with Ray!